Okay, come on, old man, think. What were you doing last time you played this game? What were you doing? What was your goal? Will your quest log help you remember? I feel like I had about a million map markers to deal with, right? Yeah. We must have just spoken to Vlad. Yeah, and he sent us to do some shit. I think we wanted to speak to Aspity about the water supply, yeah. Okay, yeah. Lara is out of water, and in order to sort out the water supply, we spoke to Vlad, and he was like, speak to Aspity. So Aspity is next on the agenda, I think. I really should get myself into the habit of like skimming my previous video before I start recording another one, just so I have a bit of a refresher. It's not so bad if it's only like a couple of days between videos, but it's been a few this time, and I'm not great. I'm not great. I have a decaying old man brain, and it's not super helpful when it comes to trying to recall things that happened in a video game nearly a week ago. You know, things that aren't like life and death situations. You know, the caveman part of my brain just filters everything out unless it's literally regarding how I'm going to survive being attacked by a saber-toothed tiger or something, you know. And honestly, can't say that happens very often. It's not a regular occurrence for me these days. Not lately. Not seen a saber-toothed tiger around here in quite some time, I don't think. So yeah, I almost said T-Rex for this whole analogy. And then my brain was like, hang on, wait, here's an interesting fact, you know, Joe. The dinosaurs went extinct before humans were around. Well done, you know your history, good job. So let's say saber-toothed tiger instead, which may have been around when humans were around? I don't know, I'm not that good, not that smart. I feel like there's definitely like recorded history of like humans hunting woolly mammoths and shit, right? Like there was definitely like they found preserved woolly mammoth corpses with spears in them and shit. So like, I am so far off track here. But yeah, well, mammoths at least were around when humans were. So I'm assuming like the saber-toothed tiger era was the same time, like the end of the ice age and all that. I don't know. I keep hearing, mostly from people who want to tell me global warming doesn't exist, that we're due to go into another ice age or something. Like we're overdue an ice age. Is that actually true, or is that just something people say? Because I don't know. I feel like that could be the solution to global warming, right? Like we're clearly not going to do shit about it. We're not going to stop pumping poisonous gases into the air. So maybe we just wait for an ice age to come along and cool the planet off. Problem solved, right? Suddenly there's not an issue anymore. Science. I can't help but notice how high my infection is, and I feel like it has gone up since I started recording today. In the last like 3 minutes or whatever, I feel like my infection has been crawling up. I'm looking at it now, and I can see it's perfectly in line with the first of those two little dots. So if it's not perfectly in line with the first of those two little dots, in a few minutes from now, we'll know that it's crawling up at a somewhat dangerous pace, and we're gonna it just went up. It just went up.
What's wrong with my eyes?
What's wrong with my infection? Pitter-pat, pitter-pat. Can you hear the kids running around? Aspity, you already know I'm not a man to be trifled with. Who destroyed the water supply? Oh, look at me, trembling with fear. Do you think, Serpent Tongue, that trifling with you is any fun? So the guy lost his temper, big deal. It's not his fault, he's a simple worker. He was put up to this. By whom? Well, a lady of some importance. I don't think it would be too wrong to assume that she's hiding her real face from the majority. It definitely wouldn't be too wrong to assume that the lily-white daughter of the executed Captain Ravel knows the answer. Are you trying to say it was Lara who's inspired this? Go ahead and interrogate Lara the Angel. No, it's Anna Angel. Lara Ravel. Get it right. As for me, I'm done here. I'm hungry myself. It's a pity that I won't see you drive the poor sufferer into a corner. Oh, how I hate this tender dove type. If only I could sink my teeth into her slender white neck. You are unhinged, love. I didn't realise, I knew she was always a bit weird and creepy, but everyone's a bit weird and creepy. I didn't realise she was quite this, whatever. Everyone will get the punishment they deserve. Clara the thief, on the other hand, turned out to be a saint. Huge loads of miracles she performed yesterday, a ton of people healed by her hands. Unbelievable, isn't it? See, I'm willing to admit the virtues of blessed girls as long as they prove their sainthood with deeds done. We'll sort this Clara out later. Interesting. Thank you, Aspedy. That's most informative. Okay, so some nobody, some labourer type, damaged the water supply, but for some reason Lara put him up to it. And why would she do that? Is it in some sort of attempt to keep her house from being the one used as the safe haven? Because she was saying she was only doing it like, she wasn't exactly very specific, but she was like doing it because someone had something over her, right? Like someone was threatening her, but or threatening her family, or you know, generally had some leverage on her. But if there's no water supply there, then she can't do it anymore, right? So I guess that would be one way of doing it, sabotaging her own water supply. I guess we'll swing by Big Vlad on the way back, since he's not too far away, and it seems like, according to my quest log at least, I do have something to report to him. I don't know what exactly, but something. There's things to say. I forget, do shops still work in infected areas? Yeah, let's buy some food from this infected shop then. 900, man. Actually, I'm not actually that bad for food at the moment. I might have got a few bits and pieces. Maybe we'll leave it, see if it's any cheaper tomorrow. I know 900 isn't like the peak price it can get to, but I'm also equally sure it can get a lot cheaper than that, so you know. How do we cure our infection is the next question on my lips. I know what might cure my infection. Damn. I thought a little dose of optimism there. If I set her up for it, she might actually follow through, but no. She had nothing for me. You, however... Why does he want the lens? That's odd. Yeah, take 3 razors for 3 Meridorm. Happily. Happily, buddy. Trade of a lifetime, that is. Hi, I'm infected. Can you do anything about that? I don't think you can you? I don't know why my infection's just creeping up. I don't know if that's like a specific to today thing or what. Or if it's just going to be like a specific to Dankovsky's campaign thing. Like Artemy was resistant to it because he grew up around here, but
the girl is fine.
Dankovsky is more prone to getting infected by these diseases because he's got no, it's not in the blood to have built up any sort of resistance to it. So his infection's just going to creep up throughout the campaign. In which case, I'm going to have to find some way of dealing with that. Because right now I don't seem to have any way of dealing with that. And it's going to be a problem very, very soon. My compliments, dear Doctor. Are you aware that the trouble your people went through proved to be completely in vain? How so? The residential property has no water access. You'll have to redirect your attention towards public buildings. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. There are several special buildings in the town. The town hall, the warehouses, the theatre, the cathedral. But my people are confused. They aren't ready to shoulder the responsibility. And those special buildings do have access to fresh water. The cathedral and the theatre do. They're supplied with spring water. Perhaps you've noticed the small fountains there. The town hall is connected to the general supply, as are other buildings. What about the termitory? The intricate tower? Goodness' sake, we've talked about this before, haven't we? Unlocking those buildings now would be quite unwise. I really don't care for your persistence at all. Do you really insist that the streets of the town need 1,000 unruly children and 10,000 rebels scared witless? So what are your people waiting for? Go ahead and start making arrangements. They are unsure as to whether these buildings will do. The sanitary conditions there are non-existent, and it's unclear how to prepare them. Doctor, I need your instructions. Just in case, I've ordered these places to be off limits for the general public and sent inspectors in, but I suspect they'll be rather useless. Okay, how can I help them? Please do examine the cathedral and the theatre. Issue the appropriate orders, bring me the keys, and I'll be ready to confirm your findings and begin working on those places. Wait here, I'll be back with the keys. Gotta do everything around here, but to be fair, I'm heading this away anyway, and the cathedral's not that big a detour, so yeah, fuck it. Let's see what there is to be done. I feel like they do start using, spoilers, I guess, they do start using the theatre as a morgue, right? I feel like I have seen corpses like lined up in there before. Oh. Hello, pal. What brings you here? Are you one of the inspectors that was sent out? The theatre is closed by Supreme Command. The season's over, the troops disbanded. Follow the news on the poster columns. Who ordered the theatre closed? Vlad Oglimsky, better known as Vlad the Voluminous. I prefer Big Vlad, personally. Oglimsky, I've actually come to relay his orders to you. From now on, you theatre folk will be placed under my command. You'll do whatever I tell you to. Ooh, thrilling. We theatre folk thought it was, well, the other way around. That it was you who had recently been placed under our command and would do whatever we... well, it's not really done through talking. Don't try your luck, beakhead. Unfortunately, the most esteemed and graceful Sir Stage Assistant has gone home with the keys. May it be known to you that he lives in the Chine district. Where the fuck's that? As soon as it became known that a calamity was unfolding in the Chine, a tragedian went there, but we haven't heard from him since. Alright, I'll find him. Oh. He just lives in the fucking ruin, does he? Alright. Off to the Chine then, I suppose. Why not? Why not? What else are we going to do with our time, eh? Antibiotic that kills microbes and organs, suppresses the growth and slightly reduces the number of microbes and the number of destroyed disease, but it's half the level of infection. These are what I was looking for. Quite expensive, but I will buy one for now. Since it halves the level of infection and hurts me, I'll wait for my infection to get a bit higher before I use it, because obviously the higher my infection is, the bigger reduction half is, right? And I probably also want to use it like before sleep so I can immediately recover my health again. We're up to, we've got both of the dots filled in now. It's all getting worse, isn't it? It all keeps getting worse. No, you don't. Spooky Cloud, not today. Where's this fella then? You up here? I don't see anyone around here. There's a spooky man coming towards me, but I'm pretty certain that's not the fella we're looking for. Yeah, there's no one here. Oh wait, hang on, there's more up. Oops, missed that. Blanked that completely. How did I miss these stairs? Holy shit. I am blind as fuck, man. And there's no one up here. And I'm continuing to waste my... Found him. Found him. Oh, I found the tragedian. Any tragedian? Tragedian. Presumably someone who participates in tragedies, right? Like, you have your comedies and your tragedies in the theatrical works. And a tragedian, it's a very hard word to say, is like a comedian. Only comedian is a word we've continued to use, whereas tragedian has definitely fallen out of the common lexicon, if I dare say so myself. So I don't think I can be blamed for being completely incapable of pronouncing it. I think it's everyone else's fault, frankly. Have you got a schmowder for me? Nope. Okay. Fuck off then. Bachelor Dankovsky, you will not find a person you're looking for behind this mask. I'm merely a humble comedian. I thought you were a tragedian. Tragedian. Yeah. Comedy. Comedian. Just like you. I'm a tragic character, my good man. You know little about my life. I only know that we're companions in misfortune, you and I. Quite. Then please do be so kind as to tell me what I can do for you. I've been told that Immortel gave you the keys to the theatre, but he didn't order the theatre closed. That came from above. They told us to keep people from gathering in one place by any means. Truth is, in times like this, the theatre is the one place where people flock to in droves. I'm the highest authority around here, for now at least. Do you want to see the writ? Oh, you're the greatest, most unwavering hope. Better it be you than a gallows-loving inquisitor. If you help me, there'll be no need for gallows. Could I perhaps beg a small favour for the omnipotent Bachelor? Please help me out of this place. I've already heard the Shabnak whispering in my ear. Follow me and stay in sight. Oh, he gave me the key. Well, I hate that. I hate the way this guy moves. But where are we taking you? Where do you want to go, lad? Fuck, I just walked to a cloud because I wasn't paying attention. That's probably not great for me. Well, that was it, huh? That was the quest. I wish to thank you. What do you offer? The keys that I gave you, most excellent Bachelor, will become municipal property. They'll be handed over to the person overseeing the hospital or whatever facility you're going to turn our theatre into. Hospital, yes. You do have a sense of humour after all, although the theatre has always been a hospital in a way. We just used to mend souls rather than bodies there. I'm listening, so keep talking. The keys will be handed over to the overseers and you'll be unable to visit the place at your own discretion. Somehow I feel it's going to be off limits soon. Are you offering me key copies? Do the legends of your mind-boggling prescience were true? Indeed, we actors do not wish to deprive ourselves of your company. We need an audience to stage our performances for. We need a volunteer to tell them their fate. But I was actually planning to offer you this bottle as a sign of our goodwill. Thank you, actor. I'll drink to your health. Was that Twirine? That's Twirine. Okay. Alright. I mean, I came to him for the key, so anything else I got on top of that was really just a bonus, huh? Okay, these are actually sold in most shops. They're probably sold in previous ones, and I was just completely glossing over them because I'm a bit dense sometimes. I was wondering if it was worth stocking up on them in case they were a rarity, but they don't seem to be. They are expensive, but they're not especially rare. Lara, I heard some troubling things.
Lara doesn't look well. She's pale and disheveled. Poor child, she's so tired.
Did she just say Lara doesn't look well? Is she talking about herself in the third person? Or did she say a different name and I just missed it? I'm so glad nothing bad happened to you yesterday. Lara, I'm afraid we're about to have a rather difficult talk. Did you know that the water supply has been damaged deliberately? Heavens no, who would even consider that? That's what I want you to tell me. With whom did you talk about the water before the supply was cut? I'm not entirely sure. There were many people. I talked to everyone who was helping me with the House of the Living. I must have asked someone to deliver water, of course. Who was that? Let me see. Perhaps. Right, I talked about the water with Daddy Yaklak. Who the fuck's Daddy Yaklak? Who is this mysterious character? He used to be a taskmaster at the termitary. Yeah, good of you to fill me in. Then he bought himself out and became a patrolman. I did indeed tell him that he should boil water before using it, that it's risky to drink natural water just like that, but I didn't mean any harm. Well, that's a no-brainer. A newborn baby knows that. No one should have gone rampant destroying the town's water supply chain because of this rather straightforward information. He also asked me whether one should boil the rags and bed sheets that the infected were dying on. I remember it weirded me out a bit. Why would he ask me about bed sheets? He's a patrolman, not a laundry person. Sounds weird indeed. I feel like I come by asperity once more. Time to find out about Daddy Yaklak from Asperty, I guess. Well, shortly it will be time to find out about Daddy Yaklak from Asperty. Why is that still marked? I need to return there, but I'm going to head to the cathedral first, I think. Theatre on the way back. And then all the way back over to Asperty again. I mean, if I'm really lucky, I'll have finished up Vlad's quest as well, so I can stop by him on the way through as well. I get the feeling there's going to be more to the cathedral part of this quest than expected as well, though. Because nothing's ever straightforward, is it? Nothing ever goes as planned. Hey, wee tiny girl. Not tiny girl, mid-sized girl, I suppose. You have bullet. You have bullet. I don't really have... Okay, I don't care. I'll trade a whole bracelet for a bullet. You can cheap me out on the whole bullet bracelet trade. I don't care. I have no other need for the bracelet, let's be real. You, however, are a much more helpful individual. Praise be to the drunkards. I feel like I'm in a position now, I've not really been keeping track, but I must have a pretty decent stockpile of tourniquets and bandages, right? Which means something that my brain is no longer focusing on. It got distracted when it spotted a bin out the corner of its eye. You know, my eye brain. It does mean, however, that like if my other stats get completely out of control, like if I can't deal with my infection particularly easily, or I get super hungry or exhausted because I'm trying to do things and running out of time and don't have time to deal with those particular issues, I can just like chug my way through healing items and keep myself alive that way. It's nice to have that as a fallback option. Not a great fallback option, but one that exists anyway. Dankovsky, would you be so kind as to tell me what's going on? The end of the world. I need to get inside, and you need to gather as many people as you can and put yourself to work on some public services. What do you need to do? Whatever I instruct you to after I inspect the building. Ogimski's men locked it up. Lately these armed servants of his have been acting like they own the place. He had ordered them to straight out kill anyone who tries to leave the termitary, and well, that order did nothing to improve their moral stance. Who has the keys to the cathedral? My cousins have the keys. They both went to the hindquarters on some business with Andrei Stamatin. Very well, I'll find your cousins. I don't really care about everything else that's going on. It's not my problem. I just need to get the goddamn keys. Priorities, right? Okay, so Ogimski's a dick, but we know that, right? The fact that he's ordering people to be killed is pretty shocking and pretty awful and everything, but did we really expect anything else from him? Like, the man has supervillain vibes, you know? he looks like a sort of kingpin-like character. So it shouldn't really catch us super off guard when he does asshole things. And the priorities, of course, are saving the town, which means setting up a morgue and setting up an infirmary and yada yada yada, which means we need to get on with the task at hand. And as I say, the great thing about Pathologic is the game would continue. Like, if I didn't succeed in doing these objectives, aside from in day one, obviously, where you randomly get murdered if you don't do as you're told like a good boy, quests don't actually matter. They're not actually essential to move things along, but... Hello? Reduce the rate of infection to a third. And honestly, hell of a lot cheaper doing this than buying him from a shop, innit? Take your Meridorm as well, because why not? I love buying drugs from kids. Much better than selling drugs to kids, right? Like the exact opposite. Shells and rifle ammo, useless. If anything, I'm helping clear up the town by removing the kids from No, removing the drugs from the kids' hands, that's what I was trying to say. I've walked past the theatre, haven't I? I don't know why I came down this way. This was completely wrong. I was getting all caught up on the whole drugs and kids scandal. Or lack of. The inverse of a scandal that I'm setting up here. We need to go back to the theatre. I suppose, yeah, we probably should do that now. Although we're going to have to go back to Lara again. She's by the theatre. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go back to the theatre again later. Because we're also going to have to go back to the cathedral, aren't we? Like, we're going to have to head back over to that side of town, so we may as well, since we've missed the best time to be going to the theatre by completely sidetracking and going in the wrong direction, we'll just do it next time we're in the area. It's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, this is right. I'm further south than I thought I was. I got a bit confused for a second there. I thought I'd like rotated a full 90 degrees and was heading south into this area, but no, I was just coming at it from a different angle than I thought I was. Bullets. Okay. When I said before that that I might as well just be trading for bullets off these girls because they don't have anything else worth trading for, turns out I was talking out of my big stinky butthole. My nasty nasty poop chute. Because they can trade for things that are actually useful, i.e. infection removing substances. I do wonder if what people trade you is dependent on your current status. Like, because my infection is higher, people are trading me infection curing drugs suddenly. I didn't know if it was because I progressed far enough in the game that they're doing that, or if it was or if it's the thing I just said. But that should keep me infection free for a little while at least. Gonna tank my health, but again I have enough health recovery items and that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I saw something that wasn't a pill and got excited. I thought maybe just for once, just for a brief glimmering second, that she was gonna have a useful item to trade me. Okay, now speaking of useful items, we will take only 6. Oh, I'm sure there were 7 a second ago. We don't have room for another lockpick really, but I would like the revolver ammo. Okay, let's rearrange this trade a bit. Wait, what? Hang on. Remove that, add that in, trade for those 2. That's still not right. I still haven't mathed it right. Hang on. I need 7, right? I need 7. That's a 5 and a 2. That equals 7. Holy shit. Holy fuck. That should not have been that difficult. I'm just going to save here because there's a rat coming at me and this next area just generally looks pretty grim. So, let's not allow anything. See what I mean? See what I mean? This is why we save. This right here is where it's like I had a 6th sense for that shit suddenly. I could feel shit was about to get real nasty real quick. So, what did I do? What did I do? Old Joe, you know, he's been immersed in the world of Pathologic for so long at this point that he can feel when the vibes are off. What? Where's she? Oh, it's because I pulled a knife. Okay, fair enough. Wondering why she was charging headlong into battle with the guards over there, but it was me that did that. It was me that scared the girl. Okay, right. Who are we looking for? He put the cathedral keys in the back streets. I don't know why that's still marked on the map because there was nothing there. Gas, man. The number one threat from the infected areas, like the old stinky men in the robes, they're not really an issue. They just sort of mind their own business. They'll very slowly shamble towards you, but it is what it is. Rats can be awkward to hit sometimes, but you know, they die in one hit. They're not like the most terrifying thing. That gas, though, just appears out of nowhere and will just absolutely ruin your day if it makes contact at an inappropriate time. you. Not you. I mean, this is where the map says to come. Is it one of these buildings? Is it this building here? Is this what it's trying to tell me? I feel like someone told me to come into these buildings at some point. I will save, actually. I don't know why I changed my mind about saving. Someone told me to come into these buildings and deal with the... like, warn me about burglars and stuff. Right? Oh, this isn't a burglar house, this is a stinky house. I'm just gonna get gassed in here. Absolutely nothing you can do about it either, they just home in on you. I'm just gonna load again, there's no reason to be in here if I don't have to be. But where do we have to be, is the question. Maybe I do scout this house out real quick. I mean, we've got a save slot right here, right? So there's no reason to be afraid. We can just run through, take the infection, see if there's a person in here we need to speak to, like you. Nope, you're just another sickly fella. Anyone upstairs? Nothing going on up here? I feel like the answer's probably no, right? Got some lemons. You know what they say, when life gives you lemons, leave them because they're not particularly useful. And also, you're not planning on committing to this save slot anyway. That's the saying, that's how it goes. I can't get over there. Oh, yeah, I can. The collision detection when it comes to jumping over obstacles is not great in this game, I'll be honest. Seems to exist purely to just give you a big old middle finger half the time. Just another dying person on the floor there, I don't think that's who we want to talk to. Yeah, there's nothing in here, is there? There's nothing in here, we load again. I mean, they specifically said it's someone in the back streets, right? So that implies they're outside and not in a house, realistically. But I went to the location that was marked on my map and there was nobody there. Nope. Close one. There's no fucker around. Not you, is it? You're standing still, weirdly. Bankovsky, finally I've been looking for you. Taking the opportunity, I'd like to say how much we admire your fearlessness and the fact that you're unafraid to walk this hell personally. Well, good job, thank you. Seems like I've been looking for you too. Alright, I have the keys to the cathedral. Big Vlad told me you were going to turn it into a ward? I am. You know, our cathedral... Oh, never mind, I don't want to waste your time whining. What I wanted to say was it may be our only chance for it to fulfill its purpose. Perhaps it will finally host a miracle after all. That's fine, give me the keys. Then I bid you farewell. It seems unlikely I'll be able to get out of here after all. I have a bad feeling about it, but I wish you the best of luck. Come with me. Come on, I'll get out of here. Don't you worry. At least you don't run quite as terrifyingly as that other lad did. I'm sure you'll give me a very cool reward for getting you out of this shithole. Nearly got me there. Nearly clocked me with that gas cloud. Probably clocked him, but I don't care about him really. Care about you. No, I don't. Most grateful for the company. I just wish I knew... No, I just knew I wouldn't be able to leave that place trouble-free. I had a gut feeling. Is there anything I can offer you to return the favour? I mean, money always works. Can't say I'm a wealthy person, I'm almost broke, but I do have a small bottle of a certain precious beverage. Do you know what this is? Twirine. The main issue with Twirine is its unpredictability. Drinking it suddenly boosts your immunity, but then after some time it's gone, similarly without warning. Sometimes there's no effect at all, but well, it's not so well loved for its effect. Those helpful properties were only discovered after the plague broke out. Thank you. Cool. couple of bottles of booze to help me through the day. We need to eat, turns out. We'll eat again, sure. God, look how much higher the infection's got. We're way past the 2 little nobbles now. Sure, this is starting to have some detrimental effect on my health, but I think we leave it a little bit longer yet before we pop one of our pills, because I'm gonna have to sleep like immediately after taking the pills because it's gonna tank my health.
Pins
and I
are sticking
have things
out
to
of
do.
the pores of my skin.
What a bitch you are, slandering an innocent person. Where's Yaklak? I slandered no one. Have I said a single bad word about Lara? I told you she'd drop the name, and she did. No one said a lady of importance was her, or the lady of importance was her, an orphan, a captain's daughter. I didn't mean her at all, you hear me? And fancy that, calling me a bitch. Compensating for something with a strong language, are we? Yeah, honestly, Dankovsky is just a cretin. He's not a cool guy. Like the way he was talking to that bloke who was like, oh, you're doing wonders for the city. Here's the key. I hope you can do something great with the cathedral. And he's just like, just fucking give me it and leave. Such an asshole. So who's the lady then? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not a snitch. And it's too late anyway. Everyone overreacted. No one had malicious intentions. The Gorkon's water is bad and I'm glad it won't be drunk. We'll make do with the springs and the water we've stocked up on. Let them poison themselves with twirine and it'll all end soon enough anyway. I'm asking you for the last time, where's Yaklak? I won't hurt him. I only want to ask him a few questions. He's back in the termitary. Helped him escape your anger. He was terrified thinking you'd find him and torture him to death. You may not be completely aware of this, but you instill terror in many people instead of love and respect. I know. It's a pity. Go make a try. Perhaps you'll catch up with him. The termitary appears to be unlocked, but it won't stay unlocked for long. Run fast, Bachelor, run. Catch him by the tail. It's not the last you'll see of me. Yeah, the vibes with Asperty are completely different as Dankovsky than they were with Barak. She was like an ally, like a weird ally, but definitely an ally to Barak, but she's openly hostile to Dankovsky all the time. What was that? Was that a letter from Sabarov? I've got other things to do, lad. Bachelor, a detachment of our volunteers were ambushed and massacred by a band of armed marauders. If you have any information at all with regard to these so-called barbers, I request you pass it on to me without further delay. It's imperative that we put an end to this criminal syndicate as soon as possible. I'd also like to inform you that in order to fight the criminal spree of robbers and loot, as I have no other choice but to withdraw significant numbers of patrolmen whose previous orders were to cordon off the infected districts. Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, I don't know anything about the barbers. I have enough on my fucking plate right now, you know? I don't know anything about them. There might have to be one mystery that goes unsolved. We'll just let the criminals do their criminal thing and maybe focus on, you know, solving the plague that's going to wipe everyone out instead. Priorities, right? Priorities. Hey, I need some more food. I'm running a bit low. Getting mighty expensive. Fuck it. What good is money if we don't spend it? Stockpiling cash serves no one. It's not good for the economy aside from anything else, you know? No one will be paying VAT on purchases if I'm not spending it, so fucking rats. Fuck, there we go. Jesus, that was a challenge and a half, wasn't it? That should not have been as difficult as it was. Okay, useless. So the termitary. I don't know which side we're meant to be going, and I'm assuming this side. I'm assuming. Apparently this is unlocked, I can go on through, yeah? Nope, okay. Oh, do they mean like... No, the termitary's the big building, right? This isn't the termitary, this is like the abattoir or whatever. I'll check it just in case, but yeah, can't go in here. Maybe we speak to the guards, maybe they've seen someone. I don't think there's like any additional guards or any guards standing in different positions or anything that would indicate that like, hey, you should speak to me, but it's not like this game to be cryptic here. I literally can't speak to any of them. Not particularly chatty individuals. It's a guard we're looking for, right? Daddy Naklak or whatever the fuck his name is. I've not seen one. Not seen one hanging about. Alright. Well, we got all the keys, so I guess maybe we just give up. Need to inform Ogimski. Okay, I mean, I guess that's an option. Yeah, I guess. Return to Ogimski because we've clearly not had much luck finding this this runaway daddy. And then back to the theatre in the cathedral. We're gonna have to do something about this whole infection issue though. I think maybe we try and... I mean, it's not that late in the day, right? Yeah, it's barely past midday, so... Shit. I'm thinking maybe I pop my infection pills and try and have a nap. I'm a little bit concerned that popping the infection pills will kill me though, because I'm pretty certain they damage your health and my health is quite low. So I might have to use a bandage first. I'll save before I try anything, obviously. I'm not a complete idiot. I'm only like 65% idiot. Right? A little bit less than 2/3 idiot. That feels right. There's just enough like non-idiot gene in there. Enough like sensible DNA to overpower the idiocracy at times. Just from time to time. Stealth killed the rat. Today was a good victory. I feel like there's going to be a cloud coming at me from behind when I try and cross this bridge. No? Are we good? Alright, thought there was a cloud spawn there because one came at me from there before, but it might not be quite that regimented, I suppose. I don't really have enough to trade you. I don't want to trade away my spare knife because knives are useful and they also sell really well. Please have a schmauder. Nah, useless. Alright, Large Vladimir. Let's have a chat, shall we?
Stupid whelps.
My compliments, dear Doctor.
Too. He could have talked them out.
I haven't actually inspected either of them, but I guess this counts as done. I'm done. The cathedral will serve as an isolation ward. The theatre has become a hospital. The morgue will be located in a remote warehouse. Here are the keys. You've done my yesterday's work, haven't you, Doctor? After a fashion. I don't know if there is a point to it, though. The absolute mortality rate is a generally recognised fact. Victor, dare I say, has even endeavoured to prove it. Did you know? No. Why would he do something like that? Talk to him. He'll explain his motives in detail. You know what? I will. I will do that, Vlad. Thanks for the helpful hint. Got a big-ass bed, don't you? Suppose you're a big-ass fella. With a big ass. An ass that don't quit. Right, let's try this. Yeah, I thought as much. I suspected that might happen. I suspected that might be the case. You imagine someone comes in, he's like, right, okay, sorted everything out. We've got the morgue over here, the hospital over here. Here's the keys. You sort that out. I'm going to go talk to Sabarov. Let me just see what's in your back room over there. Just walks through to your bed, pops some pills, and dies. Just ODs in your bedroom after a stressful day. Alright, so what we're going to do, this is exactly what we stocked up on all this shit for. We'll use a couple of these, then pop the pills. Infection looks very good, suddenly. Then we take a couple of Meridorm, and we sleep for, let's say, 4 hours. Maybe 1 more hour. Maybe 1 more hour. Really get rid of that exhaustion and get the health up as good as we can. Something just came through. I believe it is a letter. Of the bound fallen ill, the following sanitary precautions are hereby announced. There are citizens, so-called bound, who seem to be extraordinarily involved in town happenings. They are regularly contacted by people of different lines of occupation and social standing, including your 2 colleagues. They also try to compensate what they believe to be your inaction with their own efforts. In consideration of that, the executor committee has decided if a bound person falls ill, the door to their home shall be guarded by an executor. While the bound person becomes conscious, while the bound person remains conscious, the executor should collect mail deliveries from them and pass over to them the provisions and medicaments delivered by the couriers. In the exceptional case, this blur is fucking killing me, man. In the exceptional cases, it is allowed to visit the patient. To enable communication with the bound person, the executor should resort to higher efficiency antibiotic medicine, baromycinium. Vaccines, serums, and other such solutions should be administered, if available, in the same manner as all of the above. Okay, does this mean someone's fallen ill? Is that what this is implying? The fact that... Can this blur stop, please? It's genuinely upsetting. I have no quest markers. They've all gone. I mean, it's still day 4. We've not skipped a day yet. Whatever, I guess what we'll do is call it here for today. There's definitely more I need to look into. I think. Maybe. I was told at least to go and speak to Victor, so I guess we'll try and remember to do that next time if we remember. And I get the strong suspicion that one of the bound has fallen ill, so we're going to have to go deliver some schmowder to a sickly resident somewhere. But in the meantime, I will see you for the next episode. Video end. Video stop. Cease.